First for us, Andrew's been wanting to invite you into his home for a long time, and it's really nice that we're finally able to do it. But of course, kind of in honor of that, actually technically three great Today's Specials coming up at the stroke of midnight, so we've got lots of things to get to. Right now, and I heard Adam say this last night when you joined us during the Friday night show, Andrew, I gotta tell you, your Resveratrol, which of course is different and better than anybody else's, there's like a little pricing boo-boo. So you just choose the 30, 60, 180, or 360. We know beauty benefits, cardiovascular benefits, and beyond, but holy moly, did I hear correctly that not only is this your best price ever, there's actually even added value savings to those larger sizes, to that 360 count? This is really kind of almost like another mini Today's Special.
Originally, the monthly special price was going to be $89 or $99. We made an error, and the 360 capsule supply became $59, which is a little more than a dime a capsule for the best form of resveratrol in the world. And ours comes from the Polygonum cuspidatum plant, which is Japanese knotweed. It's the perfect form, the perfect isomer of resveratrol, trans resveratrol, the best source in the world, 100 milligrams. A lot of folks are starting to take really large doses of resveratrol. I'm not that way with vitamin C or CoQ10 or alpha-lipoic acid. When it comes to protective compounds, I think like a healthy diet, it should be comprehensive. The moment you start taking hundreds or thousands of milligrams of resveratrol, it's no longer acting as a healthy dietary supplement. It's starting to act like a drug. And these are not drugs, especially when you consider the fact that one capsule of my resveratrol is the equivalent of a few hundred capsules of resveratrol in red wine. You get a sense that you really don't need to be taking a dozen capsules of this. That one capsule is already giving you the resveratrol that already was respected in red wine. And I think I have the charts. I don't mind if I stand up here, will you be able to follow me? Because I was going to get the charts. Sorry, guys. I have to stand over the puppies. But I had the charts on resveratrol somewhere here. Maybe not. Oh, maybe they're, oh, here it is. Here, right underneath. Good. So it's live TV. We're in my house here in Santa Monica. So, but as you can see from resveratrol, resveratrol isn't an ingredient that just is sort of this newfangled ingredient that, do we have that? That is all of a sudden getting a bunch of, and we've been talking about resveratrol, personally I have for almost 30 years, but as you can see, there's been more than 5,200 papers published on resveratrol. More than 2,400 of those studies have involved humans or human tissues, more than 660 clinical trials, reviews, and systematic reviews. Most medications that get approved have a small fraction of that kind of scientific attention. So resveratrol is something, again, to get its benefits, more is not better. When you get to the right level, you just get to the right level. It's even with vitamin C, I'm not someone who says that we should be taking thousands and thousands of milligrams of vitamin C every day. Some people tell you that. I say the minute you start doing that, you're dealing with really pharmaceutical doses of vitamin C. It's no longer a healthy nutritional supplement. You should start talking to your doctor about it at that point. So with resveratrol, with 100 milligrams of resveratrol or 200 milligrams of resveratrol, it's a bargain for the finest resveratrol in the world, and I think that is the right level that you add to a healthy diet or you add to a healthy complement of other protective compounds, like a couple of 100 milligrams of CoQ10. You don't need to take thousands of milligrams of CoQ10. The science talks about 100, 200, 300. The same with resveratrol. You want to be reasonable and not get crazy. More is not necessarily better, and when you look at the anti-aging science on resveratrol, with this product, you're getting right there in the range that you want to be.
Absolutely. And hey, remember, everything with our extended holiday return policy. So once more, just pick your sizing of choice, the 30, 60, 180, and 360, kind of boo-boo pricing on that 360 count that you're certainly welcome to take advantage of. But we are moving along. Hey, don't forget this live special broadcast event. You're going to see more of, Andrew's friends and around his